Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Salmon17, and today I'm gonna talk about an interesting show, a show that a lot of people seem to, I don't know, forget or haven't talked much about. And what that show is, and we're gonna talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, if you guys don't know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was actually... I grew up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 80s. I actually discovered the 80s show that actually introduced me to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as a franchise. There have been so many reboots that some are amazing, some are not so amazing. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Rise of the TMNT. But there is one particular show, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot, that a lot of people seem to either forget or haven't talked much about. And what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles am I talking about? You guys know really well which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles I am talking about, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2003 that aired on 4Kids Entertainment. Now, if you guys don't know, 4Kids Entertainment, it wasn't the best thing ever. And what do I mean by that is that 4Kids Entertainment was actually... The reason why 4Kids Entertainment is so well known is because how badly 4Kids Entertainment, censored the whole anime thing. They basically censored a lot of animes, including One Piece. They made this bad One Piece rap, like what the hell. And there have been, I don't know, some of the dubs I do enjoy from 4Kids Entertainment, like Pokemon, Digimon, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! But that is as far as I can go, because maybe Beyblade, the original series, but I feel like because of this, there was one show that was actually an original show for 4Kids Network, and that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the creators actually wanted to recreate an animated version of the comic book Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, TMNT Prime, where originally Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started. I'm sorry, telling that the title is a bit mouthful, so I'm gonna need a drink for a few occasions. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003 show is actually one of my favorite Ninja Turtles series, because one, it actually was much. Some people say it is a reboot of the 80s show, and that is actually true. But at the same time, it tries to, especially the first four seasons, try to actually, try to follow the comic book version of the story, and that is what I really like, because the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003, or TMNT 2003, I'm gonna probably just call it TMNT, because saying the full title is so mouthful. But TMNT 2003 is a show I actually grew up with the most, because one, it was dark, it was serious, it had a really good voice acting, really kick-ass music at times, especially the intro theme, and for some reason I feel like the show actually ran for 7 seasons. It is actually one of the most long-running TMNT shows I have ever watched, even longer than TMNT from 2012 by Nickelodeon. But the reason why the 2003 version of TMNT hasn't been, so recognizable or seen by many people is because of the fact that it was airing on 4Kids Entertainment. And 4Kids, like I said, it has a bad reputation with the bad anime dubbing, and a lot of people just fucking hated the whole 4Kids Entertainment, and because of people hatred for the 4Kids, I feel like the 4Kids, I don't know how long it ran, but I feel like I think it ended after Back to the Sewers, which aired in 2010, I believe, but I don't know, because I had watched, I never had 4Kids Entertainment in my country, but I actually watched all the 2003 series, including Fast Forward and Back to the Sewers, which are basically my well, Back to the Sewers is actually my least favorite season. Fast Forward was okay, but it did not hold up as well compared to, you know, the original series, because the original series was more serious and dark. But for some reason they felt like the show was a bit too dark, so decided with Fast Forward to make it more lighthearted, to actually sell more toys instead of, you know, actually telling a good story at times. But I feel like, but at least they did not, you know, destroy the characteristics of the TMNT cast, like Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello, and even Splinter, because they feel they are the same character, even though they ended up in the future or another planet. And the story arcs are really cool, and sometimes the TMNT 2003 show, when it tries to, you know, take a breather from the whole darker, more serious storylines, it actually uses some filler episodes, and the show has so many references for movies, TV shows, and they even occasionally make episodes that are actually either a love letter or reference to the Justice League, like for example Silver Sentry. I don't know if I pronounced his name right. He's basically a black version of Superman, and Dr. Calamity is basically like the alien version of Lex Luthor. I don't know, but I feel like this is like the big homage to the Justice League. Like there's another example. Like there was one episode where they have this brooding dark character that haunts bad guys in the shadows in the night. He has like a long cape, basically a big giant reference to Batman. But what is his name? Nobody.
You serious?
Like, what did he... That is the most stupidest name I ever heard. Like, what the hell? Like, I feel like they didn't I feel like it's like they pick up like the Batman the Animated Series Batman and slapped inside some characteristics of Adam West version of Batman inside this like nobody character. Like, what kind of name is that? Like, this is like, oh my god. Oh boy, but yeah, the show is really interesting. Like I said, it is actually following the comic books, but at the same time, it actually focuses on its own story. And goddamn, the voice of the Shredder in 2003 TMNT show is voiced by Scotty Ray, and I feel like he's the definite voice for the Shredder, the more menacing type of Shredder, because I cannot imagine anyone else to play the Shredder other than Scotty Ray himself. I don't know if that was actually Scotty Ray's real voice. I feel like they kind of computer generated his voice in some way to make it more menacing. I don't know, but Scotty Ray is just a freaking blast to actually listen to as the Shredder. And also they have like my favorite my favorite characters in there, Casey Jones. And Casey Jones is actually like, this is like the best representation of Casey Jones I ever seen in any TMNT show. I never actually knew about Casey Jones other than when I watched the 2003 series. And Casey Jones is like a goofball, but at the same time the tough guy. He's a vigilante. He hates the justice system. Like a lot of I think Nostalgia Critic actually did a crossover with Angry Video Game Nerd and Black Nerd Comedy, or Black Nerd Reviews, I don't know. Basically they are big fans of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but for some reason they never mentioned the 2003 series. I know, I think they never watched the 2003 series. But even I had a video game based on the 2003, I think I still do, called TMNT Battle Nexus 2, and it was actually one of my favorite TMNT games I ever actually played on PS2. and it is still fun. You can actually play it up to 4 players in that game. Like, Jesus Christ, like, it actually makes sense considering you're playing a TMNT game. You need like 4 players who play 4 different characters, you know, the Turtles. Like, one plays Leonardo, other one plays Raphael, other one plays, you know, Michelangelo, other one plays Donatello. And it was one of my favorite games of all time. Even my friend at times actually who lives next door to me actually played the living shit out of this game. Like, we never actually beat it. I actually beat it on my own, but the game is a bit challenging, to be perfectly honest. Even though sometimes when we play together that game, we always got our asses kicked. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it was an awesome game. But it is based off of the show, but also it adds some story elements from like the original story of the game. Like, there's this new character called Slasher, but we never hear from him again. Like, this is like one of those weirdest additions of the character. Like, who the fuck is Slasher? Like, was he like this unfinished character that that the creators couldn't put in the actual show? Like, what the hell? And yeah, and there was also other characters like Bishop, other villains like Bishop, Triceratons, Hun, and the Purple Dragons. Like, so many other villains. Like, I can't even
bad touch, stranger danger
count. And the reason why I love the show is because of the whole, you know, story arc that is going on. Like, one of my favorite moments is when the Turtles are in the first season are actually kind of having their last battle with the Shredder, and they're just pulling out everything they can. They try to come up with strategies, try to get to him, try to take him down, and holy shit, the show was even dark as all hell. Like, this is one of my favorite moments. Like, I never was actually really traumatized as a kid when I saw these darker moments in kids shows. Like, a lot of people complain that action cartoons are always, you know, or animated shows with violence always, you know, traumatize kids or make them more violent. Like, I played a lot of video games. I think video games made me a little bit more violent than animation, because with animation I understand it's not real, but when I play a video game I feel like I'm controlling the character and I'm doing whatever I want. But with animation, when I watch like shows like Tom and Jerry, Batman Beyond, TMNT 2003, Teen Titans, and even Showdown, which is especially a dark show, I never was like this violent type, and because of the animation. Because of animation, I always like felt like I always imagined myself this badass superhero. When I was little, I always imagined myself as a, you know, superhero. Always try to save the day. Sometimes I even make up my own stories in my head, like always playing pretend on my own. Good times. Yeah, a bit embarrassing, but come on, guys, I'm not the only one who did that as a kid. But a lot of people actually, some things a lot of people didn't like about the show. For example, Karai, I don't know how to feel about Karai in the show. Like, sometimes she has this big honor, but she always serves the Shredder. Like, she always has these big chances to you know, go away from his side. But for some reason, in season 4, she becomes the Shredder after the Shredder was exiled by the Ultrons. And are you kidding me, woman? Change sides. You're stop following your father's footsteps. You know what he's doing sometimes is very wrong. Like, he killed like thousands of people in other planets. Like, no, not thousands, but billions. Like, come on, woman, change sides, please. And yeah, but another thing people really hate about the show was the Shredder's, you know, real big reveal. Like in the very first episode when Leonardo just slices Shredder's head off. I'm not even kidding. They animated that and put that in the show, and that's why this show was awesome, because it did not give a shit about showing some darker moments in their version of TMNT. But after they fight with the Shredder, sort of final battle in season 2, when they fought the Shredder off and finally defeated him, his chest opens and it is revealed that the Shredder the turtles were fighting was an Ultram. Like, what? Like when I was a bit younger, I was as well pissed off about this as everyone else, because I really like the Shredder when he was just a human, and the fact that they reveal he's this like Ultron for whatever reason, I felt like, what the hell, you guys? What did you do? Like, this is like a big, this is one hell of a twist that also made my jaw drop, but I don't know how to feel about this. Like, nowadays I don't mind it that much, because I feel like the Ultron Shredder is the most violent Shredder of all times. Like, this guy just doesn't quit. This guy has cheated death so many times that I can't even count at this point. And this guy even tried to destroy the entire universe of the Turtle. Because he hates the Ninja Turtles so much. Yes, in Turtles Forever, he tried to destroy the entire universe. That's how evil incarnate the Shredder in 2003 TMNT show he really is. Like, Jesus Christ, Sherelle, calm the fuck down. And he's like these multiple names, like the Sherelle, Oroku Saki, Do Accurates, the one true Shredder. Like, Jesus Christ, pick one name and just go with it. Like, it's not like we calling Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, the Terminator, like... I'm sorry, it's a bit ridiculous how they gave the Shredder in TMNT 2003 multiple names, like, fucking hell, we get it, he's evil, we already got it, guys. But yeah, TMNT 2003, is it worth watching? Yeah, this is TMNT 2003 review, but I also feel like I don't know if many people actually remember the show, because I feel like I wanted to talk about the show because a lot of people don't talk about it, and I feel like it's just a damn shame no one else has talked about. And I feel like the show TMNT 2003 deserves more respect and credit than people give it credit for. Like, a lot of people praise the TMNT 2012 show, but 2012 show, it has some major issues that I have with it, and I don't feel like it is as good as the 2003 version, but you do you, I guess. But it's still better than the abomination that is Rise of the TMNT. Oh god, my brain hurts just thinking about that show. And with the whole new She-Ra reboot debacle, I felt like I wanted to talk about something good and positive today. I did a Mega 6LR review a few days back, but the review, I feel like it doesn't go well. And maybe because the show is a bit underrated and not many people talk about it, but this is another action series I feel like is really underrated, and I feel like more people need to talk about it and do reviews for it. My biggest issue with TMNT 2003 is the fact that it did have an ending, thank God, but another problem I have with the show is the fact that it never has the proper DVD or Blu-ray release. Nickelodeon currently owns the franchise, and they even show some episodes of the 2003 version of TMNT, but for some reason they can't release proper releases for a DVD or Blu-ray correction for TMNT 2003. Like, what the hell, guys, do your job. Like, I really want to actually own a collection for TMNT 2003. Yes, the 80s show is great, the 2012 show is fine, I guess, but come on, give some love to the 2003 series. Come on, guys, seriously. What do you guys think about TMNT 2003 show? Let me know in the comments if any of you actually grew up with the show, and I will highly recommend watching the entire series. You can actually watch the entire series on YouTube, or you can watch it on watchcartoons.com, whatever you prefer. You can actually also get some DVDs for the show, but good luck getting those without wasting your wallet. Like, apologies. But yeah, TMNT 2003 show, is it watchable? Absolutely yes. But I hope you guys get stomach through fast forward and back to the sewer seasons, and even season 5 where Turtles finally learn magic for whatever reason. But yeah, I hope you guys, but yeah, those are the kind of seasons that I felt like, like this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show I'm watching, like what the hell. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking the show guys out, and I don't know how I did this review. I don't know. I might do it right. I don't know, but yeah. Leave a like. Share this video with others if you want to spread word about the show, because I really want the show to be more recognizable by many other people who love animation, and also who are fans, and also to those who are fans of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise, and I just feel like this show is so underrated, and I feel like it needs a comeback in modern day animation. But yeah, and also subscribe if you guys want to give me more support on my channel. I still love talking about animation, and it is giving me so much joy to actually talk about something I grew up with and I actually love, watching. But yeah, see you guys later, and this is Salem117 signing off.